Hey friends, and welcome to my floss tube. My name is Paula. You can find me on Instagram or the 502 Stitcher. Today I have a floss tube special for you. I am going to do the first half of 2025 review of everything I've started and finished for the year. Last year I decided to do one at the end of the year, and it was just a lot. It was 2 videos, so I decided this year I'm going to divide it in half and do half of it now, and then the other half in early January. So if you're new here, I hope you'll see, subscribe, and stay around. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate you coming back and watching my videos. Also, if you're new, I'll tell you a little bit about me, just because I know you find people like with videos like this. My name is Paula. I live in Louisville, Kentucky with my husband and our 3 children. We have 2 cats, Stormy and Thunder. You might hear them running around. And our dog Dorito, you might hear him also. I've been cross-stitching almost 3 years, so I joined FlossTube just to find some other people in the community. I don't know anybody like in real life that I'm able to stitch with, so I'm able to stitch and share with you on here on FlossTube. So since I told you a little bit about me, I'll go ahead and jump in here. I do have one finished. I finished just hours before midnight, so I'm going to count it because I am really proud of this finish, and I also fully finished it in 2025. It is Flea Market Flowers by Holt, and I had it professionally framed at Hobby Lobby, and it's my first time ever getting something framed. And sorry you can hear the cats chirping at the birds. We have a bird feeder right outside that window, so they like to look at it. But like I said, this one, I'm really proud of this. I started this when I very first started cross stitching, and then finished it just hours before the new year started this year. It is done on 25 count potato Lugana fabric. The call for colors, I got the floss pack from Fat Quarter Shop and the pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, and just started it, and I was really proud of it. This was my anniversary start for the year. I started cross stitching, if I could talk, and like I said, I'm just really proud of how it turned out. So I had to show it in this finish parade, or start finish parade. Also, the way I kind of thought about doing this, I'm going to break it down by month, and then I'm going to have a section of everything I started, and then I'm going to have a section of things I finished, and those are only going to be the finishes of projects that I started last year or the year before, and anything that was a start for the month, I'm not going to show it again whenever I finished it, if that makes sense. I hope. I was trying to think about how to do this. I have my first 3 months sitting out here, and then I'll pause and put this away, and then go get the last 3 months, so because it'll be a lot. I have 36 new starts for the year of 2025, and I had 32 finishes so far for the year of 2025. So lots to show you. Sorry, my eye was itching. So lots to show you, and I'll go ahead and start with January. This very first one is the Blessing Sampler by the Camping Stitcher. This is my New Year's Day start. It is on a 28 count legacy linen fabric. It was one of the first couple of times I've worked on linen, and I really liked it. I thought it looks good. I framed it myself. I know it's not perfect, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I have the fabric was the 28 count legacy linen, and the floss is a color in cotton. I want to say the color is Solsta, but I might be wrong on that, so I'm sorry if that's wrong. Just go back to watch one of my older videos if you want to exactly get the color. So, but Lisa, I thought that turned out really great. Next was a start, and this one is going to be a long-term project, and I'm counting each section as a new start. So you'll see this one again later in the little parade. This is Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks, and for what I'm counting for this one is the border. I'm doing this on a 16 count fabric. It is Country Mocha. And then I did the call for colors, but I'm doing the call for colors, or the conversion rather, that Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop did. So that is what I got done. And as you can see, I've been working on the first block, which I'll show you later in the video. And like I said, I'm counting each section as a new start and a finish because that's a lot of work. My next start for the month was Calendar Crate Small from Stitching with the Housewives. It is the Call for Colors on 14 count black Ada, and then I just, fully finished it and was able to hang it up in April. My next three are kind of all on top of the same fabric. All three of these are from Hands On Design. They are freebies that are on her blog. So if you like these, go over to her blog and you'll be able to get these for free. They are all done on 14 count Dusk Ada, and not Call for Colors, just colors I pulled from a stash. So we have Be Mine, Love You, and then Love at the bottom. I was hoping to get these fully finished and done and fully finished by Valentine's Day, but of course it didn't happen. So hopefully I'll get it. I need to take time and finish them now, and then I can have them for next Valentine's Day. Because I have a dream of having like a dough bowl full of different pillows for every season, so I need to make that happen. Next is a start I have from Tresea Kogut. This is Hope and Love. Sorry, my phone. This is Hope and Love, and it was a fundraiser that she did for a little boy named Lincoln. You can go over to her Etsy shop and be able to buy this. I'm doing this one on 28 count Legacy linen, and I have a very, very small start. I am doing the Call for Colors also. Sorry if I didn't say that. And I have a very small start. So I need to take some time. I don't even honestly know which way is which. I guess it would be like this. So I need to honestly start working on this because it's a great pattern. So. My next start was a Lizzie Kate pattern, Bless Our Home. It is done on 28 count Monaco. Not Call for Colors, it's colors I pulled from my stash. And I did change the colors too because like our house is white, and I want to say the house in there was yellow, and our door's black and our roof's black, so I changed those to kind of match our house. But other than that, I just kind of pulled colors from my stash versus the colors that were called for. And my last start for 2025 January was Snow from Val Stuff. That was really cute. I was having a goal of working on one ornament a month, and I haven't met that goal, but in January I made it, so. I'm not for sure the fabric. It is like a 14 count fabric. I'm sure I pulled colors from my stash and just worked on that, so but that was really pretty. And then I have two finishes that were not starts in the month of January. This was my snow day start, and this is Luminous Fibers Gathering Snowflakes. This is done on a 14 count white Ada. The floss is a 14, or sorry, my mind went blank. The floss is a color from Color and Cotton, and I want to say the color was like giraffe blue, I think I saw it was. My mind went blank. So if you want the specific color, please go back to watch my older video and see that. But like I said, this was a snow day start, so any day we had snow flurries, snow on the ground, any of that kind of stuff, I worked on this project, and like I said, finished it in January. We had quite a bit of snow this year, of just like, not necessarily snow that stuck to the ground, but just lots of snow flurries and that kind of thing, so that was really cute. And my last finish was April Calendar Crate by Stitching with the Housewives. You saw the small that I did earlier for it. This is the bigger piece that goes with it. Called for fabric, called for floss, and got that done. Because I think on this, I'm 99% sure I bought one of the kits from the Fat Quarter shop, and this was everything that came in the kit, I'm pretty sure. So that is the month of January. So now we'll go on to February. My very first one I have to show you, I'm going to insert a picture of the chart. This is my unicorn chart. This is a chart I've wanted since I first started cross stitching, and I was able to find it on Etsy, so I bought it and got it, started working on it. And I haven't finished it because honestly, I want to enjoy it. You know, I've wanted it for so long, I don't want to just like rush through it. So this one, and also I have made some changes to it. The flowers in the original are pink, and I'm changing them to purple because my favorite color is purple. This is on a 16 count fabric in the colorway Legacy, and this is what I have done so far. Like I said, I'm wanting to work on it, but then also I don't want to work on it because I just don't want to rush it. So that was my first start of February. Next, I have it's a free pattern from, it was a free pattern from Primrose Cottage Stitches in their newsletter. It is called Be My Valentine. And I bought the kit from them for their not the finishing kit. I bought their pack that comes with it. That comes with like a little freebie, and then it comes with the fabric and the floss. Sorry about that. And so I want to see how the colors were weeks dye works, and then the fabric is like a 28 count, just a white Lugana. I thought that was really cute. Now I need to finish it into pillow. I don't talk a lot, then I gotta hear my throat get dry, so excuse me. Another start I have is Primrose Cottage Stitches in the Spring Quaker. I am doing it on the call for fabric, which is 28 count mushroom Lugana. It is not my favorite fabric, and you'll see why I haven't worked on it very much. I am doing the call for colors of Classic Colorworks and Bloom & Crocus. And this is the little start I got. I need to go back and work on it some more. I love the color of it. I just, like I said, I don't care for this fabric. So I have that. And my next start was Mayflowers by Primrose Cottage Stitches. It is done on a 14 count white Aida. It is the call for colors. So I have that, and I need to turn it into pillow. One of my goals this year, like I said, I told you earlier, was to make a dobo, but I'm wanting to, become really good at, making pillows. I just dropped them on the floor, so ignore that. And my last new start for the month was Santa Waving by Prairie Schooler. So as you see, I made it for 2 whole months with a Christmas ornament. You won't see any more. I need to get back into that. But I thought he was really cute. This is, I'm sure it's not the call for colors. I'm sure I pulled colors out of my stash. And on 28 count T-Dad Monaco. And then next, I have 2 finishes that were older projects. This one I remember was a Whip Go call. So this is Silent Night by Little House Needleworks. I'm pretty sure it's a call for colors. And this was on a 14 count fabric. I'm not really for sure the color. I'm sorry. I'll have to go back and look at my older videos. And sorry it's not ironed, but it's been in a box waiting to get finished. So I'd really like to get this fully finished for Christmas this year. I love how the floss on the church looks like, old boards kind of. And then lastly, my other finish was stitching. It's called Stitching Seasons, and it was from Stitching with the Housewives, and this is spring. I was a member of the club for this one, and so every month they would send me the fully kit with all the call for colors, the call for fabric, and the little finishing fabric right here. It is on 20 count. I think it was called Pine Board by Fabric Flare, and then the call for colors. So turned out really good. Get a drink. Now we're on to March. The very first start I have is Garden Hair by Stitching with the Housewives. It is on 14 count white, or black 8, I won't say white 8, black 8, and the call for colors. I thought that turned out really cute. I needed, of course, finish them, but I had these great plans of doing several of these, and I think this is the only one I got done. So next is, I'll have to insert a picture of it. It was one I made for my brother. It is called All Things Through Christ with Sweet Wing Studios. So hopefully insert a picture of that for you here. I'm sorry, excuse me. And next is How Dart the Busy Bee by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this one is on a 16 count fabric in the colorway Mirage. And then the floss is from Pirates and Robin in the colorway Daffodil. So that was really pretty. This is my very first pattern from Modern Folk Embroidery that was fully finished. I have one other started in my whips over there, but I saw a floss hanging off, but I think it's just the way it's bent. And then lastly, I have two finishes. This is stitching or riding bike series in its berry basket. Sorry for all the coughing. This is on 14 count black Ada, the call for colors, and it's really cute. I have a lot more from this series, so I need to work on them and get them worked on. I thought that was really cute. This one was fabric or flossing. I think it's really pretty. And then lastly, a finish I had was stitching with this, or stitching seasons in the one fall. And like I said, I was a member of the club, so it's the call for fabric, the call for floss, and the finishing. Alright, I'm going to pause here, get all this cleaned up, and get my next 3 months out. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, welcome back. For you, it's just been just a second. For me, it's been about a half an hour. So go ahead and jump in here with the last half of the first half of the year. So this will be April, May, and June for you. So this very first one, I'll have to insert a picture of it because I don't have I only have my working copy in here. A lot of my charts, I don't like to keep the chart with them. I like to, to just make a working copy for myself and keep the chart put up. But this very first one is Blackbird Sampler by Pansy Patch Quilt. And I'm doing this with fabric, or floss rather, from Parrie and Robin in the colorway Night. And I am doing this on I don't know the name of the fabric. I apologize for that. I think it is a 14 count, and it's just like a gray color. And I just have a start to the border. This is all one color, so it'll just be all that, but I'm loving the look of it. It's really pretty, and the fabric really modeled. It's a fabric flare fabric, but I'm not for sure the colorway, so I'm sorry. Next is Snowed in Bloom from Stitching with the Housewives. It is the call for colors and on a 14 count black Ada. I just love these little smalls that they do. You can see one behind me right here is one of theirs. Next was my birthday start, and I haven't worked on this since, and it's because I kind of ran into a problem. This is Violet's Blue by Blackbird Designs. The problem is on here it looks very purple, but the colors that I got that are the call for colors do not look purple. So I'm wanting to sit down and think of new colors to do it and kind of change it up. This is on a piece I got of, it's gosh, Mystic Fibers, and it is just like a little remnant of one that I've gotten. And like you can see right here, like that is not, it's supposed to be a purple and it's kind of like a gray. And I'm just not happy with it. So I kind of stopped there, and I want to redo the purples. So I need to go, like I said, sit down, look at the purples I got, and kind of come up with a plan. Our library had kind of like a swap, kind of like last, or the year before last. I didn't have one last year. And this fabric was all in a bundle. So I was able to get, I think there was like 4 or 5 pieces of it. So like I said, I'm not for sure of any of the colorway names, so it just said mystery. And I thought that was really pretty for this one. But, because I need to get looking at this one. Because I love the pattern, like I said, and I love the colors that they look like on here. I just don't like it in person. Next is Welcome Spring by Stitching with the Housewives. This was a piece of fabric that I dyed, and it was just, I can't remember exactly the blue color I used, but it was a blue, and then I did the call for colors that they called for the pattern. So it's really pretty. As you see, I had plans to get things done, but I just never did. And this one is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. It is Raindrop Kisses. It is on 28 count Monaco, tea-dyed, or coffee, or I think it's tea-dyed Monaco, and I did make changes to this one. They had this as pinks, and I changed it all to purples. This purple's my favorite color. That was really pretty. Next is Love Grows Here by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This was another freebie that they sent out for the month of April. And I got the pack from them, so it is their call for fabric and the call for floss. I want to say the floss again was Wheat Dye Works, and the fabric is like 28 count, like I think it was called like Ice Blue or something. And this was one of the very first pillows that I finished with the edge over here and something at the bottom, so I was really proud of this little pillow. And then lastly for the month of April was my anniversary start. And I'll show you why. This is why I don't like to keep my patterns in here. See how it's like all messed up. This is Love Grows Here, or All Things Grow Through rather, with Primrose Cottage Stitches. I am making changes to this one. Again, my favorite color is purple. Our wedding colors were purple and green. So I just, like I said, only got a small start in this, so I am changing a lot of the colors on this one. This is on a 28 count, I think it's just taupe, and this is what I got so far. Those are the little strawberries out front, and I didn't change the colors on those because strawberries are, you know, red. And that is the month of April. Now we'll go on to May. May, I didn't get a lot started on / finished, and those are fun. And the very first one was Garden Love by Stitching with the Housewives. It is on a black 14 count Aida, call for colors. Really pretty. Next was my entry from for the Colorado cross stitcher. She does a cross stitch camp every year, and for the month of June it was daytime versus nighttime stitchers, so you're supposed to pick a project that had, you know, repetition of that, and I picked Summer Quaker. So the goal of the camp is to start a project and finish it in the same month. So you don't have to fully finish it, but just finish it. But this one I was able to get fully finished. It is on 16 count white Ada, and then I got the floss pack from them. It was Dinky Dye Silk, and it was the first time using silk. It was not my favorite. I had a lot of problems with it knotting and fraying, but you know, I got it done. It's really pretty. And then the next two projects I have that were older projects that I finished. This was a Whip Go Call, and it was Blue House Neighborhood. It is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. It is not the call for colors. It is colors I pulled that were like it from my stash, and it is on 28 count Coffee Tea Dye Monaco. And then lastly was a finish called Best Mom Ever, and it's called from the Stitch Pattern people on Etsy. And this one, all this right here, as you see, all of this is filling of just white. I've had the center done for like a year. It took me all that time to fill in all this white over here. I mean, that's thousands and thousands of stitches. I don't know what I was thinking, but I started filling it in, and then I felt like I had to finish it. So this is supposed to be a Mother's Day present from my mother like 2 years ago. Just not got it done this year. Maybe next year. Now for the month of June. As you see, that was really productive in the beginning of the year, and then I kind of slacked off. Sorry, that's my kids' little clay figures. This very first one is Stitching by Ethels, and it's Seaside Flamingos. It is the call for floss. The fabric was just a kind of like a blue, kind of like, it reminded me of the sky like I got it from Hobby Lobby, and I just finished on that. My goal is to put this one to a pillow. Then my next project is Hands on Design. You Had Me at Flamingo. I am not doing the call for colors that they are doing. I am doing the colors that I did from that one, and I'm only probably going to do like the front half. That is my thoughts. And this is the little bitty start I have so far. So I need to get working on that, because honestly that would not take very long to do. But next I have Disagree by Rebel Stitcher. This is a market release from this year. This is on 16 count stone, and I am doing it in Classy Colorworks Summer Sky. It's one of my favorite colors of blue that they have, and I just love how this is working out. And I love this fabric. This fabric is so easy to work on. I need to try to get some more ordered for it, just because at least it was a dream to work on. And these last couple ones that I have to show you, I joined a start along. So I had one of my goals for this year was to work on my whips and try to get my whips down. And I did good until this point. And then I joined this start along. So you're supposed to pick out like 10 to 15 projects, I think it was, to start along with the group. I did pretty good. I think I have like 8 or so here. I have 2 more that I still need to start that I haven't started yet. But so all of these were part of the start along. So, and it was actually kind of freeing. First I was kind of like, I don't want to, start new projects. But after I started it, it was like really freeing. I'm glad I did it. I really enjoyed it. This is, let me turn my notes. Strawberry Quilt by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I got the Sip and Stitch box for this one. It was like last summer, I think, and it came with the fabric, the floss, the fabric on the back, the whole 9 yards. So this is 14 count berry smoothie, I think is what it's called, from Fabric Flare, and then this DMC colors. Thought it was really cute. Next, I have two on the exact same fabric. This is, let me see which one I can pull up first. It is Honeybee Quaker by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I am doing the call for floss. The fabric, I'm not for sure. Yeah, the fabric was down in 25 count too. So this is 25 count white Lagana. And I can't remember if I tell you it is a call for colors. So I got just a little bit started that one. The next one is Honeybee Quilt. And I have it on the other end of the fabric. So you see a little bit started on that one. And like I said, I know I could cut it, but I was scared I would cut too much or too little. And I just had this little strip here left over from, I think it was the stitching rolls. So I just decided to put one on each end and then, have extra in the middle and not cut too much. And they work on the same floss, so I just put them in the same bag. And there, right here. Next is my very first Plum Street. Sorry, it's trying to fall. And this is Tomato Hill. It was also a market release. And I don't have the actual pattern in here. I only have the working copy. So I'll have to insert a picture of that for you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm doing this on a 16 count fabric legacy. And this is what I have started so far. They're all DMC colors. So I have the DMC colors. And then I'm just working on that. So I really like this pattern. I think it's a really pretty pattern. So I want to definitely have it done for fall. Because, well, it's not necessarily a fall-ish, but the colors are kind of fall-y, Next, I am doing the stitching rolls, but I am doing them, I think I would learn, but I'm still stacking it up there. I am doing them, which normally they come kind of like in this big old chart like this. But on the back they have one where you could do pillows. So I am doing them as pillows. And I just did I picked one I liked the most, and I just started with that one. So it is just keep stitching. I am doing it on the call for fabric, which is 28 counts light ash gray. And I am doing the call for colors. They are a mix of color and cotton and DMC. I ordered the floss pack. So. Like I said, my goal is to finish up the rest as pillows and then have some pillows. And then next I have stitching Quaker. Sorry, you hear the cat drinking. He's a loud drinker. Same fabric, 28 count light ash gray, and then the floss pack, and I just have a little bitty start. I found this hoop in my stash that I had, and I tried it with the just stitching one, and I love this little hoop. It's super tight. I like my drums hoops tight, and I really enjoyed it. So, and you could get so much like this way, because that one was a long, kind of like a long chart. So I had plenty of room, and I really liked that one, so I decided to try to use it for this one also. And then my very last one. You said, like I said, oh sorry, I hit the mic. Like I said, you think I learned not to stack this over here, but I am doing it. This one is Farmhouse Christmas. The Farmhouse Christmas series. I told you would see it again. This one is, I'm working on the very first little section. And I just have a little bit of a start on it. It's right there. This is on a 16 count Country Mocha. I am doing the call for colors, but the color conversion from Fat Quarter Shop Kimberly's. So I guess it's not really a call for colors, it's a Kimberly's conversion. So that she did. So I got that very first section working on it. It is July now, so I'm doing kind of like my own Jolly in July kind of thing. I have 14 Christmas whips, so I'm taking all 14, and I'm working on each one for at least 2 days for at least an hour. So that way they all get some work done on it, and hopefully I get a couple finishes. I already got one that I have finished from doing this, so I'm hoping to get this one done, and maybe a few other ones. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all the different projects I've worked on in 2025, and hopefully I will make the same video in December, or January rather, showing you the last half of 2025. So if you're new here, like I said, I hope you enjoyed watching me. You'll subscribe and follow along, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate you being here. So happy stitching. See you next time. Bye.